Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular scheduled meeting of the Beavercreek. You didn't turn it on for me.
I know.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the regular scheduled meeting of the Beavercreek City Council. May we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Bales?
Here.
Councilmember Curran?
Here.
Councilmember Dewar?
Here.
Councilmember Garcia?
Here.
Councilmember Schwartz?
Here.
Vice Mayor Adams?
Here.
Mayor Stone?
Here. This time I'll turn the meeting over to Councilmember Bales for the pledge.
Okay, if you could please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and then stay standing for a moment of silence. Tonight we're going to pray for ways the Beavercreek community in this time of social distancing can come into closer understanding of ways we can help each other and lift one another up. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
All right, we have an agenda before us this evening. Any changes?
Move we approve the agenda, Your Honor.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the agenda as submitted. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Next are the minutes of two previous meetings. We'll start with January 11th, 2021, the regular meeting. Any corrections to the minutes?
Seeing none, move to approve January 11, 2021 regular meetings as submitted.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from January 11th as submitted. Or all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Next are the January 19th work session minutes. Anything?
Move to approve January 19th work session minutes.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as submitted from the January 19th work session. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries.
Bless you.
Pre-scheduled speakers. Chief Fiorita, how we doing this evening?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. I'm doing very well, and good evening, Council. It is my privilege and honor to be here this evening to go over our awards program that we have here with the City of Beavercreek and the Police Department. Unfortunately, with the gathering restrictions and everything that we have in place, we've had to forego our typical meeting that we have each year, which we typically have, where we bring the entire department in, all those that are able to be there, and recognize them through their accomplishments and achievements and issue out awards. Our awards program is, it's been in place here since I've been here, so it's going on 30 years. And we have a committee that basically each year takes nominations, and we do this usually in November. And anyone can, any member, any citizen can put a nomination into the process, which is very nice. So we do take those and we go through those, and I had the privilege last week to hand out several awards. Just briefly, the awards that we do have, hey, it worked. We have a letter of recognition. It's a letter signed by myself describing the act or achievement demonstrating above average initiative and effort. We have a department commendation, which is a certificate signed by the chief recognizing outstanding performance or achievement. We have meritorious service award, which is a certificate and a service ribbon recognizing those members whose achievement or performance considered above and beyond the call of duty. And as well, we have an Officer of the Year award, which recognizes an outstanding performance with positive attitude, high degree of teamwork, and exemplifies consistent level of achievement towards the mission of the police department and the goals throughout the year. And this, the recipient of this also receives a gold ribbon with a bronze star and has his or her name added to the department plaque, which hangs up in our lobby. We also have a Civilian Employee of the Year and a COPP, which is our Citizens on Preventive Patrol Member of the Year. Again, this recognizes their outstanding performance with a positive attitude and high degree of teamwork and exemplifies consistent level of achievement towards, again, our mission statement and the department goals throughout the year. And as well, they receive a certificate signed by the chief with their name added to a plaque that hangs out in the lobby as well. And I have some of our recipients that are available to be here with us this evening. If you could have them come in. First of all, it's an honor to be here and to speak of these members in this manner. It's my first year to do an actual awards recognition, and it's been a privilege to do so. And a lot of the thanks goes to you folks for giving us the tools and the opportunities and the means to carry out the mission of the police department here for the city of Beavercreek. I have with us tonight, where is, Detective Andy Lee. Detective Andy Lee has received the Officer of the Year Award. He was hired in 2006 as a patrol officer, and I believe in, was it 2015, moved to the detective section. He serves as an evidence technician, an officer in charge, driving instructor. He's on our work. He was on the work crisis hostage negotiation team, and he's now a tactical team operator. He's our criminal intelligence officer, a drone operator, and he also has the title of Certified Master Criminal Investigator, which is quite a few classes you have to take through the Peace Officer Academy. Again, he was assigned to the Investigations Division in 2015 as a detective, and he is dedicated to serving the victims primarily of domestic violence, and he has compassion for those folks and those unfortunate circumstances. He was earlier this year in 20, he was also recognized by the Greene County Domestic Violence Consortium with an Excellence in Service Award. And this was a case that was involving a sexual assault of a very young victim over many years, and Detective Lee put in the effort to basically get a conviction without a trial. Is that correct? He has a model attitude and professionalism that we like to see here in the police department. He has respect of his fellow officers and local law enforcement community. His teamwork and commitment to the department are above and beyond what we look for in his personal and professional excellence in his time away from home and here at work. He embodies the mission statement and goals and ideals of our police department. And it was my privilege to, Detective Lee received a certificate, and he did receive that ribbon that he will have on his other uniform, the one I wear like this. So again, it was my honor to afford this to Detective Lee. So thank you, Andy. Heather Jolly is our Civilian Employee of the Year. She's one of our communication operators, a dispatcher. She was hired with our agency in 2003. She currently works the swing shift, which basically means she's on 2 different shifts and kind of bouncing around. She's been able to do that in an admirable way and kind of filling in when we've had some of our COVID issues even over the past year. She's always willing to flex her hours at a moment's notice, and she's her supervisor says she's a grounded dispatcher, a high compliance rate, consistently professional with a positive attitude, maintains her poise and calm and pleasant demeanor even in those crisis situations. She allows the shift to run smoothly with minimal stress. She has great initiative and team spirit and exhibits, again, the ideals and goals of our mission statement through the police department. And again, it was my honor to award Heather Jolly with our Civilian Officer of the Year, or Civilian Employee of the Year. And is Denny here by chance? Okay. As you know, our Citizens on Preventive Patrol program has been with us for close to 30 years now, going on 35 years. Denny is one of our, I think some of you might know him from the Senior Center. He also works, volunteers there. He came onto our program in 2009, and he's devoted over 2,500 hours of service since that time. And just last year, our COPPs, correct me if I'm wrong, Vice Mayor, but I believe it was a little over 3,200 hours total, even with COVID. So we had them not working for, I think, a month or two there.
About 6 weeks.
About 6 weeks. So we do appreciate all the work they do for us. And again, it's completely a volunteer position. He's vital to our organization's strength. He approaches the role with enthusiasm and professionalism. And it's obviously and it's clear that he enjoys working with the officers and the citizens alike. And he displays a personable demeanor and always a positive attitude. He's assisted with many of those vacation house checks, traffic control incidents, crashes, and disabled motorists. And he's an invaluable resource in training to our newer COPP recruits, which we have brought a few on here in the last few years. So again, it was my honor and privilege to award Denny Moran with our Citizen on Preventive Patrol of the Year Award. Department commendations. I have with us this evening, we have Sergeant Scott Spangler, Officer Ryan Stein, and Officer David Ashworth is off tonight. These three members, in serving our community on October 11th of last year, responded to the BRIO, the Green Town Center, in reference to a person who was having a medical issue. They were having a cardiac arrest. There was a civilian already working on this person when the officers arrived on scene. Sergeant Spangler took command and coordinated the efforts of Officer Ashworth and Officer Stein. Officer Ashworth immediately retrieved his AED device from the patrol vehicle. He and Officer Stein administered chest compressions while deploying the AED until the medics were able to arrive on scene. Kind of a chaotic scene, as you can imagine, in a restaurant. Sergeant Spangler took command. The two officers quickly took to action. We've had those AEDs in our vehicles since 2014, and they're invaluable. The patient was transported to Miami Valley South, and the EMS coordinator there shared with our Township Fire Department Captain Lee Brewer that the life-saving efforts of these officers, by all responders, that was a perfect story of how this cardiac arrest should go. They exactly did what they needed to do, resulted in a recovery and a positive outcome for the patient. They worked in tandem to a seamless render of aid, and their quick response and quick assessment of everything allowed them to do what they needed to do. And again, this is an example of their high standards of personal and professional excellence we have here at the police department. They embody the ideals we strive for in service to our community and commitment to safeguard lives. I was not there, but I'm sure they didn't probably think twice about the actions they took. It's just second nature. Again, this award went to Sergeant Scott Spangler, who's been with us since 1996. He's our third watch patrol supervisor right now. Officer Ryan Stein, he's been with us since 2018. Then Officer David Ashworth has been with us since 2019. So I just wanted to congratulate them, those that could be here tonight, for this commendation on this life-saving effort. And we had two community awards that are handed out each year, and they were obviously a lot different than what we have had in years past. There usually is a ceremony, a dinner, and so forth. However, this year, they were pretty much, I don't know if they were even virtual. They received their awards and their plaques and a nice letter from these organizations. Officer Joel Schuler received the Knights of Columbus Blue Coat Award. This is awarded from the St. Luke Church Council 7981. And that award is issued to those folks who are committed to their job, family, church, and community. And he was recognized this year by the Knights of Columbus, so we do thank him for that. Thank you. Officer Ryan Stein, he received our MAD Law Enforcement Officer of the Year Award. This was through the Southwest Ohio region, and this award is not merely just for the number of OVI arrests, it's the significant contributions they make in keeping our roads and communities safe here in Beavercreek. And those achievements do include OVI arrests, and also, which is more important, a strong commitment to protecting our community and devotion to the job. So I don't know how many, I can't remember the total number of OVIs, but I'm sure there were numerous other incidents that Officer Stein was involved with that helped keep the roads safe. So they recognized him, and I believe that comes with a plaque. Is it? So I just wanted to thank him and make a note of that tonight for you folks. So thank you, Officer Stein. And I had mentioned earlier that Detective Lee received this award in 2020 from our Greene County Consortium on Domestic and Sexual Violence, which is a group that we've been working with. It's been in place since I've been here. Chief Evers actually received this award many years ago. However, Detective Lee, for that work that I was talking about on that one sexual assault case, was nominated by our agency, and he received this award through the consortium. And it's a team effort that we work with this consortium through the police department, the prosecutor's office, and our victim witness advocates. And this is the award was for an officer or detective who's shown exceptional service and or support to the victims of domestic violence and their children. And again, that was a traumatic case for that family. However, he was able to successfully end that case with a more or less a admission of guilt, conviction, and that person, I believe, is in prison. So that summarizes our highlights of our awards for this year. And again, I just thank you for this opportunity to share our accomplishments and our recognition. And just, again, it's just an example of the fine men and women we have working for our agency. And again, thank you for the support from all the way around, from how you allowed us to do what we do. And we just thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you to all of you for what you're doing in the community. All right, moving on. Next is ordinance resolutions and PUDs. First is ordinance 21-04.
This is the second reading of an ordinance amending the zoning map by rezoning 36.085 acres from A-1 agricultural and RPUD 427 residential plan unit development to RPUD residential plan unit development, further described as Book 7, page 7 and 8, parcels 33, 8, and 3 on the Greene County Property Tax Atlas.
Thank you. Is there anything additional from staff on this application, this ordinance? All right, is the applicant present? Have anything? All right, this ordinance was sponsored by Councilmember Curran. Anything from council? Any comment? Just to refresh the public's mind, this is just allows Trinity to build some additional units for independent living.
Right.
Council,
Your Honor, I'd move to approve ordinance 21-04.
Second?
I have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 21-04. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Thank you. Next is ordinance 21-05.
This is the second reading of an ordinance repealing Chapter 137, Weapons Control of the City of Beavercreek Code of Ordinances, and adopting new Chapter 137, Weapons Control of the City of Beavercreek Code of Ordinances.
Thank you. Anyone have any updates on this one? This is also sponsored by Councilmember Curran, and again, simply to state that this is to bring us in compliance with state law.
Your Honor, I'd move that we approve ordinance 21-5.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 21-05. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is liquor permits. Hello again, Chief.
Good evening again. I have two liquor permits for you this evening. The first one is for Mr. Burrito, doing business as Hothead Burrito at 3800 Colonel Glenn Highway. The Department of Commerce, Division of Liquor Control, and sent notification to our agency regarding a new D2 and D3 liquor permit for Mr. Burrito LLC, doing business as Hothead Burrito at 3800 Colonel Glenn Highway, Suite 800 in Beavercreek. The record checks required by the Department of Commerce, Division of Liquor Control, were conducted on the applicant and shareholders for this application request. And staff is recommending this application request move forward without comment.
Thank you. I have a motion on the floor.
I
No.
motion to accept without comments. sir.
Sorry, there we go. Had to get that in there. Now I have a motion on the floor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Thank you. I know
All
I
right.
got these short, but go ahead.
Then my second permit request here is, again, a new permit. It's for it's permit holders in the name of Philly Petroleum LLC, doing business as Dayton-Xenia Marathon, located at 3810 Dayton-Xenia Road in the city. Again, the Ohio Department of Commerce, Division of Liquor Control, sent notification to our agency regarding a new C1 and C2 liquor permit for Philly Petroleum LLC, doing business as Dayton-Xenia Marathon, located at 3810 Dayton-Xenia Road in Beavercreek, Ohio. The record checks required by the Ohio Department of Commerce, Division of Liquor Control, were conducted on the applicant and shareholders for this application request. And again, staff is recommending this application request move forward without comment.
Thank you. Now do I have a motion?
Motion to accept without comment, sir.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. On the floor, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same. Motion carries. Thank you, Chief. Council time. We're moving right along here. How about we mix it up just a little bit, and Councilmember Dorr, would you like to kick it off?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to start by congratulating all of the officers that received awards publicly today, or at least the announcement. Really the backbone of our community in so many ways, and so I think the recognition is certainly more than welcome. Very excited for these officers and civilians, and really thankful for all that they do for our community. It really does so much for all of us. I'd also like to mention, speaking with residents and business owners, it reminded me of the movement to shop the DX, to continue to help local businesses. In particular, this grouping is to help people to consider shopping along Dayton-Xenia, as well as across our community, again in a difficult economic time, to keep pushing for the spending of local dollars. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Bales.
Thank you, sir. I too would just like to echo Councilmember Dewar's comments. Chief, you have a fantastic staff. Congratulations to all of the award recipients. Sergeant Spangler is a neighbor of mine, and I feel safe every night going to sleep knowing he's just really a couple doors up. So thank you very much, and keep up the great work.
Councilmember Curran.
Yes, Your Honor, just to bring up that today, take a look, today is National Boy Scout Day, February 8th. We want to recognize the long tradition of the Scouts, incorporated in 1910 and continuing to bring young people into their program and all kinds of exciting things that they do for our community. We're very proud of them. Secondly, we want to encourage the folks to get their shots. I guess it's what, 65 on up?
Correct.
And we want to encourage folks to get out there and get their shots. We're going to try to get our second shot this week. And also, of course, Chief, just to echo Councilmember Bales' points, congratulations to you and most importantly all the staff members that received recognition tonight. Thank you. Thank you.
Councilmember Schwartz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too want to echo congratulations, Chief. I found it very humbling that you thanked us when in fact I think we very much need to be thanking you and all of the officers out there for keeping our community safe. And as you said, jumping into the line of danger as though it was second nature. So we very much appreciate that support. That's all I have, sir. Thank you.
Councilmember Garcia.
Thank you. Yes, I guess I'll join the gratitude for our Beavercreek police officers. I know, Chief, you did a great job talking about the reasons for some of the awards tonight, and I know very well that they are not the only officers doing those things on a daily basis. So it's really great to have such great officers in our community who are working with our victims as much as they are keeping our community safe. So we appreciate all of your hard work. I do have an update from MVRPC. We had our first meeting of the year on February 4th. So I'm happy to say that MVRPC voted to endorse our request, and it's submitted as a priority project to the Dayton Regional Priority Development and Advocacy Committee for the 675 Grange Hall interchange. So that was unanimously approved by MVRPC, so that funding will be very helpful. I know now it's still in the planning stages, so we don't have too much information on that, but great to hear that MVRPC did approve that as a priority project, so that's wonderful. The other updates I wanted to pass along from MVRPC is the long-term disaster recovery update. So each month, MVRPC convenes the leaders from the impacted counties and cities and townships. They meet regularly with nonprofit and faith-based organizations, and the long-term recovery operations group is actually comprised of the leaders of the nonprofit and faith-based organizations committed to helping those impacted by the tornadoes. They had a total of 2,089 cases that were filed that were asking for assistance. Of the 2,089, 1,820 are already closed, with only 229 remaining open. So it's a great dent that they've made, but we still have a lot of people that are needing assistance. And then of the open cases, of those 229, 113 are homeowners who requested assistance. So MVRPC created a dashboard to track all of these requests. And one of the things that we're looking forward to in 2021, they're calling it the Retreat program, TREE, planning an event for this fall to replant the trees in impacted jurisdictions, asking those victims of the tornado to see what they would like planted, where they would like it planted. So I think that's great, especially with Beavercreek as a Tree City USA. I thought it was something that would be really nice to have. The last update I have is from the Senior Center. They will be hosting St. Patrick's Day lunches for $5 through their drive-thru. You can call the Senior Center to order, or you can go in and visit to sign up, but please consider supporting our local Senior Center. That's it for me.
All right. Very good. Vice Mayor Adams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It may sound like the same thing, echoing all the things for the police department, but I've worked with all those officers and pretty much every other officer out there for a lot of years, and they're very deserving of those awards. And actually, each and every one of them over there deserves the recognition that they don't always get, but they certainly deserve it. I was also involved in 2 ribbon cuttings at the Fairfield Commons Mall this past couple of weeks, along with the Chamber of Commerce. The mayor was with me for one of them, and that was the ribbon cutting for the opening of the Salute to Flight, where we have the Waco wings out there. They're hanging up on the wall, and I've also been able to put actually tooting my own horn a little bit here. I arranged to have the Right Be Flyer out there because I work with that organization as well, and we have a full-size replica at that. If you get an opportunity, go out and take a look at it. It's behind glass, you can't touch it, but because that's about a $200,000 aircraft, so we don't want people touching it, but go out and take a look at it. I was also part of the welcoming of the Mosaic Church at the mall. Their ribbon cutting. It's a huge facility. It's 75,000 square feet out there, and we were able to welcome them, as they call it, home, and they welcome anyone to come and visit with them anytime they like. Obviously they meet on Sunday mornings, but they are open during the week at the mall. I've been volunteering with the Greene County Health Department at the vaccine clinics for the past month and a half, assisting with getting people through that process. I think they've put over, 3,000 or 4,000 shots in arms already. Going forward, I think their plan is to try to get 15,000 to 17,000 shots per week. Obviously, that means getting the vaccine in, which has not been something that's worked out really well for them, but they seem to be able to keep up with what we've had to do so far. If you're interested in signing up, as Councilman Curran said, it's 65 and over now. Sign up for it on the Greene County Health Department site, and I think you can still sign up at the Beavercreek City website as well. I think there's the link on there. So sign up for that, and they will call you and let you know. The new location is over on Indian Ripple at the Russ Research Center, a little bit closer for everybody around here. And I want to give the Greene County Health Department and staff a special thank you for all the work they've done out there. It's amazing how they've been able to put this all together and get the people out and get people through and get the shots in arms. It's one of the things that I think it's going to take that to get us back to some sort of normalcy with this whole pandemic, and that can't happen soon enough. And I also want to thank the Beavercreek Township Fire Department Auxiliary. They're volunteering out there. They've volunteered over 1,000 hours for these clinics so far, and I just wanted to give a big thank you to them. And the last thing I wanted to say is happy birthday to Mr. Burkett.
All right. All right. Well, Chief, it's not unusual, I hope, on your shoulders to hear our appreciation for you and your staff. So and the awards are always a fun part of the job in a way, but it also requires these it has to show these officers that they get in these difficult situations sometimes that they have to handle. So I've attended many of the celebrations that the department has on a normal year, and it's always fun to see a little bit of the ribbing that goes on between some of the officers, and it shows that brotherhood that is so needed in an organization like that. So thanks again for sharing with us today. Soin Hospital has opened up a new COVID shot location. They're going to be giving shots at 2510 Commons Boulevard. They're set up to handle 3 times the amount they can get, of course. I mean, that's like everybody. The health department's set up the same way. We are set up in Greene County quite well if we just had the volume of the vaccine. So hopefully the volume will catch up to our abilities at some point in the near future, and we can keep moving. I just want to also stress how important it is for those 65 and older to get this vaccine. 80+% of all deaths are with people over 65 years old. So you two can just sit back and wait. But anyway, no, I'm serious. It is extremely serious, and that's where we have to control this at the beginning, and that's why the governor is probably going to extend this this bracket longer than he had hoped to, because we really don't have the supply to cover everybody 65 and over yet, and we have to get it. We have to get it done. I got mine last week, and I want to thank Don for all his time he spends out there helping to get this done, and it takes a lot of volunteers. The health department has just been absolutely wonderful. The experience was wonderful. So that said, I just wanted to make sure that people realize they do need to get the shot in order to control this pandemic. Okay. I probably had more, but I got on a roll. With that, I'm going to end, and I'm going to turn it over to the city manager, though. I think this thing is working. Time's up. Time's up.
Good thinking, Chief. That's why he's chief. Before I get started with that, Randy, if you would come up. But before Randy, while he's coming up, as Mayor said and Vice Mayor Adams said too, on our website, if you can't remember anything but beavercreekohio.gov, go there and just scroll down where news is, as I just did. COVID-19 information update. You click there. And there's a link. Click the following link, taken to the sign-up page, and that's Greene County Public Health. So there you go. So that's one way. And as Mayor did say too, the Kettering Medical Health Network through Soin, corner of the Bend and Commons Boulevard, 2510 Commons. This is the site that they have for it, and of course they said always check back on Monday afternoons. And as you can see, all appointments are currently full. But one of these days, as they get that, they said something about they can do 1,000 a day or something if they get the supply. They've got it going on. Also, one thing Mayor and I addressed to them, to public health too, we have a lot of seniors that want the shot, have no computer, nobody to help them with computer to sign up, and all they want is somebody to answer the phone. They've called every retail store, they've tried Greene County, they've tried everywhere, and they're calling here now. And what's going to happen is that at least Kettering Medical Center is going to be providing a call center. So once we get that information, they're going to notify us. So literally Kettering is setting up a call center so people that cannot have access will be able to go and call. I had to help my father online. He wouldn't have been able to do it. He's trying to do all the sign-ups on his phone. He couldn't do it. So we have to understand. So we're being patient. If you guys, once we get that word, spread the word that there's a call center for those that without computer access. Computer's access is great if you know what you're doing. So there's help on the way. And I just I'll hand this over to Randy. Randy has an update on the U.S. Census, something that we received.
Thanks, Pete. Yeah, it's been a busy winter so far, but I wanted to take a second to let City Council know we received a thank you from the U.S. Census Department, the City of Beavercreek has, for being an invaluable partner with the U.S. Census and helping with the success of the 2020 Census campaign. So I wanted to say thanks to City Council for your support, allowing me to work on this project, allowing me and my team to work on the project. Also wanted to send out a thank you to the citizens of Beavercreek, actually. There was an 82.7% response rate, self-response rate on the original online and mailing for the city, and that's above what Greene County did, and it's above what the state of Ohio did, and it's above what the national response rate was. And it's about 10 points higher than what the city's response rate was in 2010 census. So I just wanted to reach out and say thank you to everyone in the city who responded online and through the mail. All 83% of you who did, and the other 17% probably got a visit from the Census Department. So just wanted to say thanks to everyone, and thanks to City Council for your support.
Very good.
Very good. Nice job.
All right, so I think this is working now. It's a miracle. Just to remind a couple updates, thank you, Randy, for that. A couple updates, tree care, which everybody knows. Tree care, that's the Bunyan trucks. You remember that from the tornado. Tree care will be performing tree removal along US 35 in both directions within the court lines beginning Monday, February 8th through Friday, February 19th. So workers will have the work zone lane closure set up while working. So just be cautious, be prepared. You know, 35 is crowded, we know, and then construction on the super street and all those areas, but please bear with us. This is trimming the trees back from the road, which is very much needed as all that tree and debris hangs over guardrails at times, especially in this summer and growth area. So they'll be trimming a lot of that back. So just be fair warned. Just wanted to, Diana, Clerk of Commission, wanted me to remind the residents that if you're wanting to participate in your city, here's a way of doing it. The vacancies are on city boards, commissions, and committees. Offer the City of Beavercreek residents opportunities to serve their community. Candidates must presently live in the city and be registered to vote. If you go to our website, beavercreekohio.gov, for more questions and answers, and please contact Clerk of Council at 937-320-7388. To be considered upon the upcoming vacancies, applications has to be submitted by 4 p.m. Friday the 12th, which is this Friday. So a little bit of time. We still have a need for volunteers. And just to remind, Monday, the city offices will be closed in observance of the holiday, President's Day. And as always, for non-emergency situations, you can contact the police department at 937-426-1225, and always emergencies 911. That's all I have tonight.
All right, thank you.
Very good.
All right, at this point on the agenda, we have citizen comments. Is there anyone here tonight that would like to address council on any issue at all? Seeing none, we will move on. Do I hear a motion for executive session?
Mr. Mayor, I move to enter into executive session pursuant to Section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code for the purpose of consideration of the purchase of property for public purposes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to enter into executive session. May we have a roll call, please?
Councilmember Curran?
Yes.
Councilmember Dewar?
Yes.
Councilmember Garcia?
Yes.
Councilmember Schwartz?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Adams?
Yes.
Councilmember Bales?
Yes.
Mayor Stone?
Yes. And for those present and those not present, there is not expected to be any type of decision coming out of this executive session, so the video portion will end as we enter into executive session. All right. We are now in executive session. Thank you.